Shalom. First off, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Baruch Kodash. I want to give double honors to the apostles and elders and bishops of GMS who have taught us this word and teach us this word today. And I want to give a salutation unto the elect of the nation of Israel. This is the brother Yatazakbar with the GMS Nebraska camp. This is GMS Endeavor. And in this lesson, what I want to get into is something I spoke about recently, just a point that I made, but I want to go a little bit deeper into on the balance of the Lord's judgment. And what I mean by that is I was speaking about in my previous lesson how Esau is coming down with great wrath against the nation of Israel. When we look at the deportations and the immigration policies, you see how Esau is targeting the northern kingdom, and now he's getting on the Haitians. And essentially Esau is exercising his perpetual hatred against the nation of Israel and treating them bad. But what we have to realize is that while Esau is moving wickedly and moving with unjust judgment and doing these different things, the balance of it is that the Lord is going to allow these judgments to come down upon the wicked of our nation. Because like we read about in Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 7, when we read about the prophecy of Jacob's trouble, it speaks about how, let's get it real fast. Jeremiah 30 and 7, it says, "Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it." Now, when it says he shall be saved out of it, who's going to be saved out of it? The elect of the nation of Israel. There's a remnant that's going to be saved, which is the 144,000 and the 1/3 of the nation of Israel. But the 2/3, this time of Jacob's trouble, all these prophecies that we read about, this is going to act as judgment against the wicked of our people. When it says, let's get it in the Apocrypha real fast. Second Ezra chapter 9, verse 11, or we'll start at we'll get Second Ezra chapter 9, verse 9. It says, "Then shall they be in pitiful case, which now have abused my ways, and they that have cast them away despitefully shall dwell in torments. For such as in their life have received benefits, and have not known me. And while they have loathed my law, while they yet had liberty, and when as yet place of repentance was open unto them, understood it not, but despised it, the same shall know it after death by pain." And that death by pain can come, from so many different ways on the different, evils that's about to come and be let loose, in these evil times that we're coming into, But what I want to, just highlight in this lesson is, Esau himself. The Lord is going to allow Esau to, to come against our people and do different things, bring them into concentration camps and, be put to death in the times of martial law and, whatever it may be, because he's going to be using Esau as a form of judgment. When we read Psalm 17 and 13, it says, "Arise, O Lord, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword." It's calling the wicked the Lord's sword. Why? Because everything that everybody does is in the hand of the Lord. Nobody does anything without the Lord's influence. And so when Esau is coming down upon our people and bringing forth wrath, that's the Lord bringing forth wrath through Esau. These different, people of, these different Israelites of the northern kingdom, the Haitians, and eventually, Judah, all the tribes. When Esau is coming down upon them and treating them despitefully and unjustly and wickedly and coming down upon them with harsh judgments, that's the Lord allowing these things to happen. And it's because they don't have the Lord's protection around them. And this is something that we see commonly in the scriptures. Whenever our nation was, being wicked and serving other gods and not worshiping Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, he allowed heathen to come upon them and take them into captivity to bring, brutal judgments against them. When we read in Psalm chapter 106, verse 40, it says, "Therefore was the wrath of the Lord kindled against his people, insomuch that he abhorred his own inheritance, and he gave them into the hand of the heathen, and they that hated them ruled over them. And we see this, we look at the Babylonian Empire when when the nation of Israel was being wicked, and the Lord allowed Nebuchadnezzar to take them over, and it was a harsh judgment. When we look at that siege and how our nation was starving to death, and going through these different things. But today, when famine comes, this is going to be an orchestrated famine. This is going to be something that the elites of Esau are orchestrating, and is gonna serve as judgment upon the wicked of our people, because those of the nation of Israel that are of the elect are going to be fed in the times of famine. But the 2/3, some of them are going to be put to death by famine. Some of them are going to be put to death by the sword. But it's like I don't want to lose the point. Let's go to Zephaniah chapter 2 verse 3. It says, "Seek ye the Lord, all ye meek of the earth, which have wrought his judgment. Seek righteousness, seek meekness. It may be ye shall be hid in the day of the Lord's anger." And that's what we're looking for. We're looking to be hid in the times of these judgments that we're coming into. And how can you be hid? We want to be hid within the protection of Yahweh Ba'ashem Habashai, within the Lord's secret place. And this is a spiritual protection, because we're going to be out here. It's not like we're going to have somewhere that we can fly to, or some place that we can hide. We're going to be in this world, but the Lord is going to allow his angels to encamp, and protect his men. The Lord is going to give powers to his elect men. The Lord is going to get his elect out of different dangerous situations and preserve them in times that it would seem that they can't be preserved in, whilst the wicked of our people are going to be losing in these different times. But who are those who are going to be protected? Who are those that the Lord is going to save and preserve? What we're reading it here is those who sought righteousness, is those who sought meekness, who who, for lack of better words, took advantage in this time of the grace period. And what I mean by took advantage, they were serving Yahweh Ba'ashem Habashai. They were seeking righteousness. They had faith in the Lord. They was separating from this world, living for the kingdom to come. They was calling on Yahweh Ba'ashem Habashai and not Jesus, not following in Christianity. No, they turned back to the old paths, to the ways of righteousness. That's what we are supposed to be doing in this time, seeking the Lord's face. But those who aren't, well, all these judgments that we read about, everything that Esau is about to come down and do, then that's going to serve as judgment. They're going to be caught up and cut down by Esau's sword. So let's read Psalm chapter 91 verse 1. And I just want to bring this out because through the Spirit, I mentioned it yesterday, and there was something that a brother had mentioned today that he heard from another brother, where we have to be balanced, and because we feel bad. We see Jake, and we wish that Jake could be saved. We see Jake, and we don't want him to go through different things. But we have to understand that these people ain't right with the Lord. These people are walking in wickedness, and in these times to come, they ain't gonna have no help. They just gonna be caught out here and at the Lord's mercy. And it is what it is. But let's read on. Let's get Psalm chapter 91 verse 1. It says, "He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of the Lord, he is my refuge and my fortress, my power, in him will I trust. Surely he shall deliver thee from the snare of the fowler and from the noisome pestilence. He shall cover thee with his wing, or Salakia. He shall cover thee with his feathers, and under his wings shalt thou trust. His truth shall be thy shield and buckler." What we have to continue to do in these times is continue to seek Yahweh Ba'ashem Habashai, continue to make our calling and election, give diligence to make our calling and election sure. Walking in the Slack, the video had got interrupted, but as I was saying, we have to continue to walk in the fruits of the Spirit, continue to read, watch, and pray, and live virtuously, and hope that we can be found worthy to be, protected in these times to come. Hope that we can be found worthy to be a part of the elect, and because we don't want to be, caught up with the wicked amongst our people, because the things that's going to be coming and the judgments that's about to go out, they ain't going to be nothing nice. So we have to, flee the degenerate behavior that our nation is caught up in. Um, you know, continue to conform ourselves into Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, because the Lord is about to allow, great evils to befall the wicked of our nation. And like it says in Amos chapter 5 verse 18, it says, "Woe unto you that seek the day of the Lord. To what end is it for you? The day of the Lord is darkness and not light." It's going to be darkness for those who, the things leading up to salvation is going to be darkness, but it's going to be especially dark for those who aren't seeking Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai and think that everything is just going to be peaches and cream, that the life that they're living is okay. There's hope for those of us who are seeking, the righteous paths, but our salvation isn't guaranteed yet, so we have to continue to put our best foot forward, But Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. Once again, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai Baruch HaKodash. I want to give double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS, the apostles, elders, and bishops of GMS, and a salutation to the elect. Shalom.